These people are mad because you don't want to be friends with everyone, nor should you be. And they don't like that. There are some people, because they are the jealous kind of friend, they think that you should be desperate and needy for friendship. There are some people, they don't understand why you would not want to be friends with everyone. What they don't understand is that there are some women who understand what it feels like to have a jealous friend, or to have a friend who is jealous and envious and toxic. You don't want to deal with people who are going to bring unnecessary drama into your life. So you're not desperate for friendships. There will be people who envy the fact that you're not desperate for friendships, you're not desperate for relationships. You will chill and be all by yourself before you allow the wrong person into your life. So these people are mad because you don't want to be friends with everyone, and you're not trying to be. A person who is a friend to everyone is a friend to none. There are some people, and this is where it takes a turn toward jealousy and envy. When you have people who sit in neutral all the time, they don't know how to pick a side, they just sit right in the middle. Those are people who are often very jealous and envious of the people they call friend. When you have somebody in your life, and this adds to the point of not needing to be friends with everybody, when you are not the kind of woman who expects people to show up for you, it's because you have dealt with people showing their true colors toward you. Now, it is not to say that you end up distrusting all people. It's just that you're a little bit more selective. There are some people, they want you to let your guard down so they can skate right into your life, bring in their jealousy, bring in their envy, bring in their negativity, and that is not something that you allow them to do. So they say you're not a friendly person. This brings me to the next point. There are some people who are mad because you don't want to be friends with them, or you don't want to be friends with everyone. So they say you're not a friendly person. They act like you have some kind of dark spirit or dark energy about you. People who are not quick to be friends with everyone, a lot of times it's not that they're carrying a darkness or hurt or anything like that. They are really just that selective and not desperate for people. When you are the kind of woman who values and loves her own company, you're not desperate for other people. And when you do start making friends with people, you want to make sure that those are value relationships, not trash relationships. You don't want to surround yourself with people who are going to constantly try to compete with you. You don't want to surround yourself with people who are constantly trying to keep you on some kind of emotional roller coaster. Dealing with a jealous or envious friend, that can be extremely emotionally draining. That can be exhausting to deal with. And it can put you in a position of, instead of enjoying the friendship, you're worried about whether or not this person is doing and saying things shady against you. And that's not the way friendships are supposed to be. So these people are mad because you don't want to be friends with everyone. You're very selective, and they don't like that. I want to speak on the not letting your guard down part. A woman who does not have a lot of friends, she is normally a woman who is more guarded, and that's okay. Being guarded or having your security up, your internal security, your discernment, your wisdom, just being aware of how people are, that can protect you from jealous, envious people. It's not that you're operating in fear. You're not moving out of fear and paranoia. It's just understanding that all people are not decent people. All people are not good people. It's just understanding that it takes a level of spiritual and emotional maturity in order to really be a true friend to a person. So these people are mad because you don't want to be friends with everybody, nor should you want to be. Some of the women you see who have these big friendship circles, there's always a lot of jealousy, a lot of envy, a lot of gossiping, a lot of relationship interference. Some of the most successful women who are accomplishing things both professionally and personally do not have a lot of friends. In my opinion, when you are the kind of woman that does not have a lot of friends, it's because you value your peace of mind. You value your feminine energy. And I'm going to tell you how that adds to not having a lot of friends, especially female friends. And you value the things that are important to you. Now, for my spiritual girlies, I want to put this out there. There is a verse that says, in order for a person to be friendly, have friends, you must show yourself as friendly. A woman who does not have a lot of friends, it's not that she does not show herself as friendly. It's when she does show herself as friendly, people tend to look at her like she's odd or there's something wrong with her. This brings me to the next point. When you don't want to be friends with everyone, you're very selective. It's because your personality does not vibe with everybody. In other words, you don't vibe with everyone. You don't click with everyone. A woman who tends to be more quiet, more reserved, more to herself, especially if you're a deeper thinker, you're not going to be able to make friends or have friendships on a superficial level. I say that as in, you're not the kind of girl that can just, somebody can tell you anything and you just go along with it. Somebody can't tell you like, girl, I'm about to go break up this happy home. You're not the kind of person that's going to sit back and say, well, girl, do you, I wish you the best. But there are a lot of friendships, especially among women. It's almost as if it requires you to lose all of your brain cells, drop your IQ and your morality in order to be friends. Either you have to have, that lying spirit, you got to be an extreme gossip or just into toxic things in order to be friends. I mean, like on a deeper level with women nowadays. So these people are mad because you are not trying to be friends with everybody and you're not really desperate for people. You reserve your energy for the people who are going to give you something on a deeper level. A woman who craves friendships and relationships on a deeper level, you're not going to be Miss Popular. The level of wisdom and knowledge that you have in regards to life and just how people operate, that can be off-putting for some people. Now, I'm not speaking on a woman who thinks she knows everything or she's extremely judgmental. When it comes to how you live your life and the people you choose to be around, it's okay to be a heavy judge on those things. But you don't surround yourself with people who you feel like are going to put you in a position to have to judge. So in other words, let's say you're dealing with people who, again, you have to drop your IQ, you have to become a gossip, and you have to overlook any ounce of morality that you have. You don't have a lot of friends. If you have any kind of spiritual or moral compass, I'll add to that, if you have like a strong work ethic and you don't see doing things outside of the box as abnormal, you're not going to have a lot of friends, especially a lot of women. I remember seeing a video a while ago of a young woman saying that, when she told people that she did not want to work, like she wanted to work for herself, that they actually started telling her that she's delusional, that they were treating her as if she was, being delusional because she said something outside the norm. In other words, and I say this to say, when you are the kind of woman that you're not trying to be friends with everybody and you're not really trying to fit in, because you think outside the box about things and you're not easily influenced or molded into what people want you to be, especially in your thinking, there will be people who are jealous and envious of the fact that you think differently than they do. Sometimes I think some people share a brain. It's like everybody is just mimicking and repeating what other people are saying. They don't have an original thought. Number one, rejection. A lot of women over their lifetime have dealt with a lot of rejection, a lot of drama, a lot of hurt, a lot of pain from being in toxic friendships, toxic relationships. And because of that, they've decided to forego friendships of any kind. They're like, you know what? I rock alone. I'm a loner. I'm a lone wolf. I'm introverted. I prefer to be by myself. That way I can spare myself the drama and negativity that comes along with having friends. So when you have women who don't have any friends and they're okay with that, normally, number one, it's because they've dealt with rejection and or a lot of drama and hurt. Let's talk about that rejection piece for a moment, because I know for a lot of women, it might be uncomfortable to think about, but some women are still carrying the trauma of being rejected in their earlier years. Some women were not the popular girl in high school. Some women were not the popular girl in middle school. Some women were not the typical girl's girl or the girl that fits in with everybody. When you're a teenager or a child, that can be very hurtful. It can make you feel like an outcast. It can make you feel like something is wrong with you. Not until you get older and mature as a woman do you realize that being exclusive is actually a wonderful thing. And I'm going to dive deeper into what it means to be exclusive and not all inclusive, and how that benefits you as a lone wolf. Because as you develop and grow as a woman, you will realize there's more benefits to being exclusive than being all inclusive when it comes to your friendship circles, your social interactions, and the things you choose to partake in, be it opportunities or just recreational activities. But I'll get into that later in the video. But number one, women who decide to not have friends, they don't have any friends and they're okay with that, it's number one, they've dealt with a lot of rejection. Many of us as women have experienced, the cruelness that comes along from other girls, other women, in your young adult years, as a late teen, as an early 20s. You've experienced that bullying and that overly aggressive nature of some women that you might have grew up around, or some women that you had to be exposed to in school or in the workplace. And so much of that as women, if you experience so many toxic interactions, it can completely sour you to the idea of having friends of any kind, with male or female. But typically when women say I have no friends and that's okay, normally they're talking about female friends. They mean they don't have any close women friends. And it's simply because they've dealt with rejection, drama, and a lot of chaos. There's only but so much gossiping and rumor spreading and sabotage that a person can deal with before they decide, my inner peace is worth more than trying to make a friend. And some women have actually gotten to that point. So the number one reason, in my opinion, why some women are okay being the lone wolf, and it's okay being a lone wolf if you decide you don't want to have friends, is because they've dealt with rejection, they've dealt with a lot of drama and chaos while trying to make friends and dealing with the issues from the past. Let me go back to that for a moment. Childhood traumas and childhood issues. When women who were once young girls grew up around a lot of overbearing, bully mindset, bully energy women, when you grow up as a woman, that can turn you off to the idea of being around certain types of women. And this is where that exclusivity comes in, opposed to being inclusive. When you're around women who did nothing but made your life miserable but called themselves your friends and family, that can make you feel like being alone is the best option. And you might not feel lonely, but being alone may look like a better option, and having no friends may look like a better option, because you no longer have to deal with somebody's nasty attitude towards you. You no longer have to deal with if somebody's being genuine when they say they like you or they're making a compliment. Do you really have to read into that? Female friendships in general, when you are not, how can I say it, equally yoked in your friendships, you will always find yourself in some kind of battle between trying to see if somebody really likes you or if they're always trying to be smart. And women, as you mature and get older, if you don't have any friends, the desire to make friends goes away. So number one, when a woman deals with a lot of rejection, drama, and chaos, that makes her okay with not having friends. Number one. Number two reason why some women choose to be lone wolves and they're okay with not having friends, I have no friends and I'm okay, is because they prioritize their personal growth over social validation. See, women, and this is where the attracting, the jealousy and envy comes in, because so many women, and there's nothing wrong with women who prefer a big group of women to be around them, a big sister circle, a big, social circle. But the women who are considered lone wolves, the women who are considered loners or just like to be by themselves, they have no friends and they love it that way, they normally prioritize their personal development over social validation. And when you operate that way, when you prioritize your personal development over social validation, that will attract jealousy and envy from women who feel like you are stuck up, feel like you are conceited, feel like you are better than them, and feel like you don't need them. Some women, because they feel like they need you to need them. And some women, they're very needy that way, especially when it comes to their friends or people they want to have, underneath of them. They want you to be needy for them. And the introverted woman in general, even if you're not an introvert, the woman who does not need friends, she's chosen to not have friends or not have that many friends, she will often be the object, the target of other women's jealousy and envy, because they don't understand how you can walk into a room confidently by yourself and not need a whole entourage to feel secure. A lot of women today, because of their insecurity, not just because that's how they move, but because of their insecurities, they have to have a whole entourage of people, of women around them to hype them up and prop them up to make them feel good about themselves. But the lone wolf, the woman who has decided that she doesn't need a lot of friends, nor does she desire a lot of friends, I have no friends and I'm okay with that, she can walk into a room by herself, command attention without having an entourage around her, and still feel secure, still feel confident, and still feel comfortable. That is a gift. Not all women have the ability to walk into a room and feel confident by themselves. And when you are a lone wolf, when you are a woman who does not have a lot of friends, nor do you desire to have a lot of friends, you don't need a lot of people propping you up for you to feel comfortable and confident, you will be the target of insecure, jealous women. They're going to look at you like, how dare you not need other people around you for you to feel good? How dare you not need us to compliment you or to sit at the table with you in order for you to feel good and enjoy your meal? Women who have the lone wolf mentality, may be introverted or extroverted, and just doesn't need a lot of friends or social validation, the reason why they're targets for jealous, envious women, it's because women who are more exclusive and not all inclusive, they create the tables that other women want to sit at. They don't beg to sit at other women's tables. They don't beg to be in places and spaces where they feel that the vibe is off and that their energy is not welcome.